Welcome to Invest Yukon's virtual site tour of Macmillan Pass. I am Brandon McDonald, CEO of Fireweed Zinc. Macmillan Pass is located in eastern Yukon in the traditional territory of the Ross River Dene Council, the Yard First Nation, and Natchez-Naegdun. The Macmillan Pass project is a 540 square kilometer project. We access it via the North Canal Road, which is a government-maintained road that runs from the community of Ross River, and by an airstrip, which is within the property. It is host to numerous shale-hosted zinc, lead, silver deposits. The Tom deposit is comprised of 4 known zones: Tom West, Tom East, Tom Southeast, and Tom North zones. Our preliminary economic assessment, which we released in 2018, envisaged an open pit running along the slope here, along the top of Tom West. But we now believe we can continue it down past camp, just uphill from camp, into what would be the top of Tom North.
Hi, I'm Jack Milton, the Chief Geologist for Fireweed Zinc. We're here at the Macmillan Pass project, and I'm going to run you through some of the geology of the different kinds of deposits that we have here. Tom West is this classic laminated texture, and it comprises alternating bands of very carbonaceous radiolarian black mudstone, interlaminated with layers of barite, which have been replaced by sphalerite. And the barite layers form these grey or grey-white layers in the rock. And the sphalerite forms this cream to tan-coloured mineral in this specimen that is replacing that barite layer from the edges on either side. Tom East is slightly different. It's by far the highest grade. The average grade at Tom East is something like 25% zinc equivalent. And a lot of that is to do with the presence of a lot of this coarsely crystalline galena that we see remobilized in the axis of a fold that is at the core of Tom East.
Now we're standing on top of the Jason deposit, but while I'm here I want to talk about the infrastructure we have available here. Behind me you can see a line there that is the North Canal Road, and that is parallel here to the South Macmillan River. So the Tom deposit is behind me here and up the hill there. So you can see the airstrip down there. So after the discovery of the Tom deposit and work there, it was a group of juniors that worked together to discover the Jason deposit where we're standing now. It's Jason Main just below us here, and Jason South a little bit further below that. So that was found in the mid to late 70s, and that kind of proved that there was more than one deposit here. And it was also in the 80s that the boundary zone down the valley here and the end zone were also discovered. And what's interesting about this area is that so there's 4 known deposits here, 2 with significant resources, the Tom and Jason deposits, but all were discovered because that road was built in the 40s and opened this area up for exploration.
And now we're going to take a look at Jason South. Jason is split into 2 different deposits, Jason Main and Jason South. And Jason South has 2 lenses, an upper and a lower lenses, and each one of these are high grade, very silver and lead rich zinc mineralization. The lenses are stratiform, and they comprise these laminated barite and sphalerite. Jason Main, we don't have any of the core out for Jason Main, but the mineralization there is zinc only. It's very low in lead and silver, but it's very similar texturally to the mineralization at Tom. Finally, we'll take a quick look at boundary zone. And the mineralization at boundary zone is very different from the classic stratiform laminated deposits at Tom and Jason. It is hosted by volcaniclastic rocks. These are alkaline basaltic mafic volcaniclastics and conglomerates, diamictites and mudstones. But the mineralization occurs both as replacive cements within the coarse clastic rocks and as veins, these thick pure sphalerite or sphalerite quartz siderite veins that cut the volcanics and the conglomerates. Some of them are very high grade. We drilled about 6 meters of around 42% zinc in a larger interval, 100 meters of 8% zinc from surface. And boundary zone kind of looks like this. We have this red-brown sphalerite that occurs all over boundary zone in these veins that cut the core at different angles. This year, the focus of exploration is at boundary zone. We'll be drilling over 2,000 meters, mainly in the core of the boundary zone area, but also on some of the outlying targets that we have.
So we're here now standing about 10 kilometers further down the valley than we were before, with boundary zone behind us. So directly behind me here, the slope, the tree-covered slope, what you see on the other side of this valley, is the boundary zone. Discovered after Tom and Jason by Kamenko, which is now Teck. It's a different character of deposit, a more disseminated hydrothermal zinc vein breccia, coarse vein system. So at the time, Kamenko Teck didn't really know what to make of it, and we'd had some drill results there last year that were very exciting, and we've been building on that. So, you know, mineralized intersections have been found here quite a bit far down the valley, up to the boundary zone directly behind us, and we're actually even exploring now all the way up the valley. If you trace this ridge down to the knoll straight ahead of us there, that knoll is the volcanic target, which we've discussed in some of our news releases this year. So really everything between the volcanic target and the boundary zone we consider prospective, and there's a scattering of drill intersections in between those two that hit mineralization. And even continuing up this valley significantly beyond where we can see now is the zinc moss target, which we've discussed in one of our press releases. So this kind of reiterates, you know, starting with the discovery of Tom, and then a few decades later the discovery of Jason, and now the work we're doing here highlights in such a massive land package, 540 square kilometers, just the prospectivity that we have so many known zones of mineralization and so many targets to explore. So it's an opportunity for Fireweed to prove that this is a true world-class zinc district.